This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so I need to be able to use other people's parameter. He does have Mosaic,
Mhm.
so he can send the file to me to my email, and then I can load it.
Yeah.
And then, but then he used different material. For instance, he used 3/4 case and 5/8 back.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people like to use 5/8 case and 1/2 inch back, and
Yeah.
I do not have an idea how to change that.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you have to realize is when they send you a job, okay, you
Yeah,
will get their parameters. Now that's a key word, parameters, how
yeah,
they want their cabinets to be built. Okay.
yes,
What you will not get. Okay. And this is unfortunately, you guys will have to be on the same page, but you will not get their materials, their doors, anything in the settings tab. Well, you'll get it, but you probably don't have the same ones as them. Okay.
yeah,
So
that's
parameters are per job. Okay. So the first thing you gotta realize, the problem is not anything to do with parameters. Okay. Your parameters, you're getting their parameters. Parameters, which are how a cabinet is built, will
yeah,
go with the job. You're gonna get that. But what you won't get is their materials. Okay.
yes,
So
yeah,
you and all of your shops that you work with have to be on the same page.
yes,
Perhaps you're going to need to make a whole bunch of material templates and provide them to them,
yes,
because they, if
and how?
they
Yeah,
could have a material template named
yes,
5/8 melamine cabinet. It could be named identical. Okay.
yeah,
Your customer could have an identically named material, but his is set to a 1/4 inch thick back and yours is set to 5/8. Well,
mhm,
when you go to cut it, he's going to be thinking, well, I have used a template named 5/8 melamine cabinet, and the back is set to be a 1/4 inch, so that's what's going to cut. But then when you open it up on yours, it's going to have the same name, but yours is set differently. And there's nothing Mosaic's not doing anything wrong. It's
no, no,
just you and your customers have
yeah,
to be on the same page. So
yes,
what you need to do is go into your materials library, and
yeah,
you need to make sure that you have all the materials that you and all of your customers
yeah,
might use. Okay.
okay,
So, you have a decent amount to start with. You have some melamines, some plywoods, and so on, right?
yeah,
And once you have those, you're going to need to make some templates. So you're going to need to go to libraries and material templates, and
okay,
you're going to need to make a bunch of them. So you're going to need to make one, just
okay,
for an example, 5/8, melamine cabinet with, a 1/2 inch back. Just an example. Okay.
yeah,
So like that would be a template. So everything's 5/8, but my back
it's
is
happy.
is a 1/2 inch.
Uh,
Um, is a 1/2 inch. Okay, and then you're gonna have to say, okay, perfect. I need another one, 3/4, melamine cabinet with a 1/2 inch back.
okay,
Okay, and then you could say okay, and then
and
you could say okay, but these are now gonna be 3/4 melamine.
okay, what did you do there? You select everything?
I
How?
hold down shift,
Okay,
and then it'll select everything in between there, and that's 3/4. And now this one's good, and then you might need to make one, for example. I don't know if these will all come up, but they might.
okay, yeah, 5/8 on back. Okay, that's easy. That's what
Yeah.
I need to know.
And then your customers. Now let's say that they're like, okay, Leandro, in this particular job, I need my shelves to be 1 inch MDF, right? Well, you might not have thought of that, and you might need to make a new material template for them to match it. But you
Uh-huh.
guys, like I said, have to be on the same page, and you have to be on the same page with the naming of your drawer guides.
Yeah, Yeah.
And you have to be on the same page with the naming of your drawer box.
Yeah.
And it's important to know that they might have a drawer box that's made differently, but it has the same name. Okay. And it's what yours is set to is the one that's going to matter. So you have to make sure that they know that if they go in, that's the name of their drawer box.
Yeah.
If they go in and make a change to it,
if we,
it's not going to translate yet.
or if I want to change the drawer boxes, their drawer boxes to my settings, then it's easy, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It's going to use whatever you have set.
Okay. Okay, so it's just the method to create the templates. Okay. You probably have the video for that, right? Training
Oh
videos.
yeah, for sure. That'd be in one of the those basic ones. Yeah.
Anyways, another question is sometimes I have to build a wall oven cabinet,
Okay.
and then the wall oven cabinet, one shelf where the oven goes, we normally use 3/4 plywood.
Okay.
So how can I change only that shelf?
Yeah. So you need to make a template for that.
Yeah,
So which you might need to make a new one
yeah,
called
3/4 plywood.
something like that, fixed shelf, right? So you need like a 3/4 plywood fixed shelf, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you'd say, okay, the only part that's different is this one. It's 3/4 plywood, okay? And then you'd find a cabinet in the job. You don't want all of them to be like this, only one of them.
Yeah, exactly. And even in that cabinet, I just want one shelf.
Yeah, they're gonna both be plywood. You can't make just one fixed shelf different, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. And you could make the other one like a shelf and not fixed, and then it would be different. See, if I make that just a shelf,
Yeah.
right? If you go to and first of all, you have to go to the interior tab. Yeah, and at the moment, it's gonna be based on both of them. Yeah.
Oh, look in. Sorry, I didn't see you doing that. Sorry.
Yeah, just hang on 1 second. I just want to see. Yeah, to be honest, you're not even using dados anyway. Yeah, so if you're not using dados, you could make both of them fixed shelves. I'm going to undo what I did. So I have nothing here. If I went to the interior info tab, sorry, and I said, in this cabinet only, I want it to be this material, this one only.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go, and now I'm going to put in 2 fixed shelves.
Yeah.
Now both of them are plywood.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can go and make this one say just a shelf, which I believe would make it the same size, right? So now they're both the same size, but that one's melamine and that one's plywood. But the only difference is you don't get any pilot holes for a shelf, right? But you will for the fixed shelf. That's the only downfall to that method.
Okay, so I could.
Dowels? Are those dowels?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the trouble is if you make,
I could do the opposite. Instead of a fixed one, I could put a shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
I make the shelf be 3/4 and the fix being okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just they're going to be different. Yeah. So instead of doing that, you could go to libraries, material templates, and you could rename this one.
The shelf. And then this is 5/8. And the shelf.
I believe it's that one, yeah.
Yeah. Be 3/4. Quarters plywood. Yep. Okay.
So now it's saying I can't find the old material template because I renamed it. I took F off of it. So I'm just going to select that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Good. That is awesome. Okay. So then, so when they send me this the job, all the parameters will be there to make the jobs as per.
Yeah, like everything will be there. Everything will be there, but you need to make sure that all of your items, such as doors, drawer boxes,
Everything.
guides, everything that's not a parameter, those are all not parameters. You have to make sure that you have them. They're
Yeah.
named the same, and what you have is what they're going to want, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's fantastic. That's easy, and I thought it was gonna take more time.
Oh,
But-
no problem. Yeah.
Okay. So we covered that.
Mhm.
Now I have another a small issue with my perimeters.
Okay.
At the back, every cabinet, the back of the cabinet is set to drill a 5 mil hole at the bottom of the cabinet.
Where?
There.
Right there?
No. Yeah, this is at the that one is on the gable.
Okay.
But at the back, if you look at here,
Yeah.
you see that it's a hole there, right?
Yeah.
Now, if this is on the shelf, and this one is on the gable, the bottom. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
This is
that's
on
your
the shelf.
tenon length minus. Yeah, that's to compensate for the roundness of your tool. That's why you're seeing two lines there.
Yeah, so this dot here is true on every gable, the bottom of the gable. And then if we go the back, and then you see this hole here,
Okay.
and this is for on the back.
Referencing. Yeah.
So it's a reference that tell me that this is the bottom of the shelf.
Exactly.
So the bottom of the back. So I put it where the dot. So the holes will always lined up.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue what I'm having is when you make that smaller on height, this hole it start to be drilling here and there.
Yeah, so you just need to find where it comes from, which would be a template, and
Yeah.
anchor it. Okay. So your problem is if I make this cabinet 18,
Yeah.
and I look at it, the hole is floating off the part.
Yeah, the hole
That's
is
your
gonna
problem.
be
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And so to fix your problem, you need to find the template where it comes from. I'm going to have a look.
Yeah.
So it's right here. It's called job parameters. It's called fasteners. It's called bottom marking. So you're going to go to libraries, hardware, joint templates, or part templates, sorry, fasteners, part templates. And you're going to go here into a back. Blind. There we go. And we're going to go to edit. And I'm going to click on this hole and I'm going to anchor it to the bottom and to the side. It's not anchored, it's just randomly there. So I need to anchor it so it's always 3 from the bottom. The
Yeah.
Y actually didn't have to be done. That's going to be like BK data over 2. Actually, it should be BK data over 2, which will always put it in the center of your data. Basically
Okay.
the same place, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the depth is all the way through. U back
Yes.
thickness, fantastic. Yeah, so that all looks good. And then we're going to go to a wall cabinet, and we're going to go to edit, and we're going to go and do the same things. So actually, I don't need a formula there, just anchoring. This will be BK data over 2. So it's in the center of the data. Therefore, it's always going to be hidden.
And you anchor.
Yeah, I don't really need to anchor to the bottom. I could, though, but it's redundant because there's a formula in the Y value. So I don't need to.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to edit. But basically, that's just 3 inches from the bottom. So if the part, see it's 86, if the part was say 43, which is half the height, that would be 1.5 inches from the bottom. So it's going to proportionally kind of move with it, which is not what we would want. Yep. So now if you look at that same cabinet, that actually fixed your problem. So if you look at it, it's now going to be correct.
Yeah, good,
Yeah, if I make it taller, shorter, it doesn't matter. It's always 3 from the bottom.
good. Yeah, I just had a problem. I built a cabinet and the hole was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on a rush, and then I didn't check the holes, and it didn't match.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So, but anyways, that's my fault. I
Yeah.
should measure it. I didn't, but it's okay. Well, that's fixed. Okay, another one. My drawers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a the bottom is dado in.
Okay.
And it's set to dado for the thickness of the material.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem what I'm having is that it's really tight. I need
Yeah.
that.
So two things. So check when you have a dado that's tight. Okay.
Yeah.
Like people want to go automatically to the drawer box and try to change it. Chances are your problem is in the materials. Okay. So first of all,
I did that. I changed
okay.
it.
Yeah. So we'll just double check. Yeah. So that's. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. And so that looks good. So that would be step 1. Step 2, go to the drawer box.
Yeah. LGA. LGA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. And you need to enter a slop.
Oh, a slop. What is that slop means?
It means that it's going to be a little bit wider and deeper than the actual material. If you do a dado, you need to do a slop.
Okay. I tried to find it anywhere. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, no, in your drawer box library. Yeah.
Yeah, because every time I do my drawers, I have to run it to the table saw because it's too tight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Goes in, it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
But then you start getting a problem. So
Oh, that should be
you
good.
do the slop on the width, and this one you said on the depth as well.
Yeah, you want it to be a little deeper for glue, and sometimes when you cut something, it might fur up a little bit. Yeah, typically you'll do it on the depth too.
Okay, that's 0.015 of the mil.
With the thickness of 5 pieces of paper. No, of 1 inch. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, an average piece of paper is about 0.003.
Okay, and then
That's
you do
5 pieces of paper. Yeah. It's a very small amount. Yeah.
and then you do it here, right? As well.
Well, you don't have dados. You don't have dados in that joint. You have dowels. There's no dados there, so.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do. I have dados down here and
Yep.
here.
No, but you're not dadoing your front into the side.
No, but I'm okay.
That's your bottom dado. It's for all 4 sides.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that was simple.
Yeah.
What else can we do now?
I'm not sure. What's your next?
I thought it would take way more time.
No. These are easy things. Yeah.
Okay, as we still have time, so
Yeah, of course.
I have a job send it over to me.
Okay.
Can you go over with me and see if we can
Yeah,
make?
sure. Yep. So let's have a look at it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The other thing is, if I'm gonna use their parameters, right?
Yeah.
My post, it's set. I just used two different tools. I use one. It's a 1/2 inch
Compression. Yeah.
compression, and one 3/8 compression. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you look at the job, I'm gonna open the job here.
Okay.
He sent over this guy here. And I'm missing a lot of information on it. When you send
Yeah, so
over,
like before you even go in here,
yeah,
you can't assume that you have anything that he has. So you have to go to the settings tab first.
yeah,
And you have to go through each thing and look, is there anything missing? Okay, all of the doors are missing. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you'd have to go and you can't really leave anything blank, right? It's gonna show it as slab, but you need to go and make sure, okay, you can't have things blank really, right? So you'd have to kind of go through each thing and make sure something's selected, right? So slab, slab, okay? And then you have to go here, okay? So he wants Movento,
yeah.
fine. And he wants a different drawer. Well, is that the one that you want to make? I'm not sure. Then you could go again, you got to pick your door style here. Then he wants it, melamine. And do you have the materials he needs, right? See, I got to kind of check this stuff first. Okay? And
Uh,
here you're missing a texture, right? This
just,
throws
just
errors.
give me
Go
a
ahead.
second. Just a second.
Sure.
Somebody's not. Hey, Jared. Hello.
Hello.
The 10th Hi, Michael. Sorry.
Hi. No
Sorry about
problem. No problem.
that business.
Oh, no, things are always busy. I get it. So yeah, so you gotta first, like, you can't really have anything that's like empty. Like the textures are less important, but
Yeah.
like just so you're not getting pestered all the time with like pop-ups, right?
Yeah.
Just try to like, and again, if you and him had all the identically named items,
Yeah.
like there's no issues. But go through everything and you know, this we can kind of skip, but kind of go through everything and make sure something's selected. Now some of it isn't going to matter, but the doors and stuff, um it will, they will matter. Okay,
Okay.
so then you could go and look at a cabinet, and you're going to get, again, these will be built the way that he wants them to be built. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you're only using 2 tools, for example, okay, and he, you know, puts in like that's 0.374. If you don't have a datoing tool that's that big or smaller, it's not really going to cut out. So
No.
so maybe you could show me the error that you're getting, but he might be having settings that
Yeah.
you'll
I
need
did,
more tools to do.
so I didn't have any error yet because I know
Okay.
it's not gonna work. So
Okay.
I might have to set up a new tool in the machine.
Okay. Yeah.
Com,
And we can do that.
a, comp, com,
A compression.
a compression 3/8 for dado and a compression half inch for dado.
Yeah, and anything for dados shouldn't necessarily be a compression.
Okay.
Tools for dados should be down shears.
Should be what?
Down shears. A
Oh,
down shear.
down.
Yeah. So a tool for a dado should be a down shear typically.
Okay.
Although you might, choose to use a down shear, but normally it should be normally it shouldn't be. It should be a down shear, not a
And what is
compression.
that?
Sorry. So let's have a look at your tool set. So we'll go to the optimizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, a compression bit is going to pull up at the bottom. So you only use a compression bit for a dado, if that's all the only choice you have. If typically in a perfect world, you would only use compression bits for cutting out and down shears for dados. So if you look at your tool set, is this the one that you use right here?
Yeah.
So you'll notice a compression is for cutting out and a down shear is for dadoing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what tool do we need to add?
I need to add another 3/8 down share for dado.
But you already have one in your tool set.
No, it's half an inch. If you look at diameter.
Oh, well, oh, that's not good. Yeah. So yeah, you should really make sure that the name matches the tool. It's very confusing. Yeah. So you have to go, and instead of doing what you did, we'll have to add a 1/2 inch down shear for dados.
Yeah.
And we'll insert it. Although I would argue, oh yeah, you will need to. Yeah. So we'll go and do that, and then we can move that down.
But I have the half an inch on number 2. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. But you had it named improperly. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can put it on number 4 then.
Okay. So what was in number 4 is okay. So you didn't have anything there. Good.
Yeah, you can put there. Yeah. And that V groove, I don't have it either. So.
Okay. So now, but you gotta. This might give you an error. I'm interested to see. Let's cut cabinet 4 for an example. Just one cabinet. Oops, I didn't click batch optimize. I'm just gonna nest all. I'm not sure what material is which parts. I'm just gonna nest them all.
Okay.
Okay, good. And we're always gonna just get into the habit of just clicking flip parts. So I thought I did just cabinet 4, but that's okay. Let's generate G-code and calculate. So do you see that error?
Yeah.
That's because if I look at it back, it probably wants a quarter. Actually, let's just look and see the diameter. Let's flip it over. See, your dado is 0.315. You can't
Okay.
make a dado 0.315 with a 0.375 inch tool. Okay?
Yeah.
So what you need to do?
I need to have a quarter-inch dado.
Yeah, normally, yeah. So we'll go to his job parameters. And just because they're sending you a job, we got to look and see what library they're using, because they're not using yours, they're using theirs. They're
Yes.
using
So
Frameless 2018.
now, how can I convert all his parameter to my
Yours?
parameter? Yeah.
Yeah, go to Tools,
Yeah.
Switch Source Library. And you can say take all the cabinets that are Frameless 2018
Yeah.
and make them the same as yours.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But now you might, these might be doweled now, and earlier they were dados. I'm not sure, but they're
No,
going to
no,
be your way.
no. They are all dado.
Yeah, I know, but you've just
Sorry,
told me
sorry.
to switch them to yours. Yeah.
His is not dado. His is
Oh, okay.
vowels.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but whatever but you got to realize whatever method his is now your method if he did
I
that.
know. Yes.
And if he had a 4-inch toe kick, now it's 4.5. I'm not sure what he had, right? So you got to be, that's going to basically make it just like you're making cabinets, maybe not him.
Yes, but yeah, he agreed with that. So
Okay, good. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So
do it
that's good.
my
As long
way.
as that's, no,
Yeah.
as long as that's the case.
But the only thing I have to do now is getting the material to match his material.
Yeah, exactly.
So he wants 3/4 melamine, and
That's no problem. You just make a template and make sure that you guys are on the same page. Make sure that your parts and his parts match. Right. We'll have to. You have a flip side operation there. It's most likely just your pilot hole. Yeah. We'll have to do a little modification to that pilot hole. Remember the one that you marked?
yeah.
Yeah. It's giving
why,
us.
Yeah. Why is it giving
I'll
you?
show you why. Yeah. I'll show you why. But now at least we can, it's using a 1/2-inch down shear, 3/8 compression. We didn't actually need the 3/8 to do that because we switched it to your method.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might on the back. We'll have a look here in a second. So why am I getting a flip side operation? Well, I'll show you. If we look at the cabinet and we go to view product and we look at it in 3D and we go to filled and we make it a little, and wrong button. There we go. We make it an exploded view. I click hide detail. Okay, good. Do you see that back?
Yeah.
Does that marking hole go all the way through?
Yeah.
It goes through. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, if I told you, drill a hole right through the end of this cabinet, I said drill it right through the end. Okay. And I had a cordless drill in my hand, and I drilled it from this side, and I went through. Okay. I've drilled through the cabinet. But if I took the cordless drill and drilled through this side, started on this side, I would have a hole that looks a bit the exact same, right? Because they both drilled through, but one started on this side and one started on this side. Well, actually, the side that you start on does matter in Mosaic, okay? If you're going to drill a hole through a part, okay? Right now, Mosaic is trying to drill that hole from this side, as if I started on this side, I was standing here and pushed that way, right?
Okay.
when I need to actually make it, try to start on this side, okay? Because these dados are on the opposite side. So if I have a hole on this side and it drills through, and I have a dado on this side which doesn't go through, well,
So-
I have a flip side, but I can avoid it, okay?
Now this, one second, I looking the cabinet again.
Yeah.
The back,
hmm
the way you had it.
Yeah, an exploded view.
It's showing a dado here, and I don't have a dado.
Your parameters do though. Maybe you don't want it, but your parameters have it set up to have one.
Or maybe because it's counting 3/4 for the back. That's-
No, it's because your parameter for a back meeting a top is set to qualified 10 in blind data.
No, it's not.
No, it is. I guarantee. Yeah, it is though. Yeah, because
Well,
if you go into your, it won't.
but-
It's not going to do it if it's not set like that. But if you go to edit, I'll show you. Edit job parameters. Because it is. It's going to be. If you go to your back top joint here, look, your back top. Look, every single joint is set there, right? Look, when a back meets a top, you're saying blind data qualified tenant, right? So it is. So if I set that to plant on back, for example, and if I set that to plant on back, I just want to show you. Now, like I'm not 100% sure what you're looking for, but now it's not. Now my back goes all the way through. Maybe that's not what you want. I'm not sure. But, it is set to that, so
Okay.
because Mosaic won't just do that.
Okay.
So now it's set
I
like
think
that.
I understand why it's doing it, but it's definitely not
Not what you want. Yeah.
not doing this on my settings right now.
Yeah. In this particular, in
But
your library, it is.
Case here, it's because my library says 5/8 back, and he's using 3/4 of an inch back. So that's why
Oh,
he's doing this.
Oh, do you mean to tell me that you don't want that tenant, that qualified tenant?
No,
You don't want that. Okay, well then, yeah,
it's not doing it. You go back,
yeah,
good job. I show you here.
yeah.
Let's
So your
say
parameters are set in properly.
this job here, boom, okay. You change the parameter there, but
Yeah, that's fine. It won't be changed in another job.
product. If you look at this 3D, right? You see there?
Yeah.
So let's explode it. And you see that there's no data there, right?
There is. Yeah, I'm looking right at it though. Yeah, it's right there. That line is a data. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not doing it because it's 5/8.
Yeah, but first, that's a bad habit. I'm gonna fix it. That you shouldn't have it like this. Okay? Shouldn't look like this. Okay?
No.
So if you look, yeah. So I'm gonna do an exploded view. Yeah, you just have it. It's not logically set up right. Okay. If you machine it, do you see that skim of a line?
But I never machined that.
No, because it's at 0. It is gonna machine that. If you actually watch your machine, the tool goes across your material. It might not cut in. It might not even break the paper, but it is going across your material and machining that. Oh, do you know what's wrong? No. Do you know it is though? Watch. Okay, I'm gonna show you. You're not clicking flip parts then. If I click 17, okay, either way, your workflow we got to fix something there because it shouldn't be set like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're right. Actually, my apologies. You're 100% right. It's not machining it, but it should be because you're not clicking flip parts. Okay. You're going, so you're going and machining this, right?
Yeah.
But in reality, you shouldn't have a green part. It should be flipping it. So it's trying to machine it, right? It's there. The datas are there, right? Look, see, it's trying to machine it right there. It's doing those datas.
Yeah.
So don't, bad bad habit there to do that. So what you want to do, okay, to make it proper, is go to Edit, Job Parameters, okay, and you want to go here and set that to 0. If you don't want one, set it to 0. You might still want the notch, okay,
Yeah.
but if you don't want it, set it to 0, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I click OK, and now let's pick a cabinet at random. And look at your back now. Okay. The datas are there. Like you might not say, you know, but now look, I just have a notch and no qualified tenants because I don't want them. Right?
No. Yeah.
So now you've made everything a lot easier, but you know, you were just getting really lucky that you weren't clicking flip parts because you were going to get burned someday, because if you weren't clicking flip parts, you know, the width of this data right here should be 0.6378, okay? But yours was only, before this, it was actually only being machined 0.625. And
Yeah.
that's not right. That it needs to change
Right.
with the
That's
material
why.
thickness.
That's why it was leaving like a little bit.
Yeah. So now if you go to this job, what's the job that we were just on, that one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So So you know, your parameters were possibly set right. See, I never know how exactly you want to be made, but you know, I just look at the parameters and that's what it's going to do. So we need to set that to tenant. But in reality, we're really not using the qualified tenant part of that explanation. That it's explaining it. It's a qualified tenant blind data, right? The
Yeah.
description, I guess. But we're only going to use the blind data part. So we need to set our qualified tenant to 0, which means that there is none.
Okay.
So now if we look at your back on a cabinet 4, we're back to the way we were, but there's no qualified tenant. And
Yeah.
regardless of the material thickness, there's going to be no qualified tenant. So I don't even see it. Remember how we seen the line there?
Yeah.
Like it was just a bad habit. So we need to make sure that we switch that for your jobs going forward. So I'm going to go to your library and change that right now. So I'm
Okay.
going to go to libraries, products, parameters. I'm going to make that 0. Yeah. So as to not have one. Yeah. And I need to update your construction method. So if you ever drag it into another job, it'll be correct as well.
Okay.
So that should fix that. So you see the problem. It was trying to do it. You just weren't clicking flip parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, flip parts. It's for for instance, if I'm doing closet organizers with a partition has different drilling on each side, then I will flip the machine. I flip the material and then they're gonna just drill, right?
Yeah. What type of CNC machine do you have?
I have a nasty machine.
No, the brand.
It's a
SCM?
it's a Morbidelli.
So you have pop-up pins on all around your machine, or just certain edges?
It has the pins, but only on the back side.
And
Not-
that's where the origin is, correct?
Yes.
Is that where
Yes.
0 0 is? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you put a sheet of material on your machine.
Uh-huh.
So you're gonna put a sheet of material. Well, here let's not do this. Yeah. Let's go back to our job training, okay. And let's do a really nice simple example. Okay. I'm gonna bring in a wall cabinet. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to the face tab and hit clear. And then I'm gonna go to the interior tab
Put a partition there.
and put a fixed shelf right here.
Yeah.
So if I have a fixed shelf, I have dowels going in there, right? I
Yeah.
should anyway. If I don't, we'll fix it. And I want 2 fixed shelves here. So if I have 2 fixed shelves there, I should have dowels going in there.
Yeah.
But first, let's make sure your dowel template's set up, right? So let's go to wire. I had a suspicion it wouldn't be because people always forget about this joint, okay? So
Yeah.
I need to go to my dowel template. It won't take long. I'm going to go, and maybe my conformat template. I'm going to go and look at the templates I'm using. Dowels A, B, and conformat. So I'm going to go to libraries, hardware, joint templates. I'm going to start off with dowels A. And I'm going to say, okay, when a shelf meets a partition, I want the same joint as when an end meets a top. Typically your dowel, they'll be all the same. When a partition meets a top, yeah, so that one's done. So we always forget about shelf meeting partition. Then we're gonna go to dowels B. And we're gonna go, okay, when a shelf meets a partition, copy from an end into a top.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry, just making sure. And then that one, is that the one you're using?
No.
No, LG. Yeah.
No, it's just
That one. Yep. There you go. And then we're gonna go, okay, good. And when a shelf meets a partition, I need a copy from and into a top. So those are all of your different joints. So let's click okay. Oh, actually, you wouldn't want a hole there. So my apologies. You wouldn't want a hole going through a partition because you can see the other side. So that actually you wouldn't want. So just give me 1 second. When a shelf meets a partition, you actually don't want those, sorry. No fastener. Because you wouldn't want to see a pilot hole there. Like here, you wouldn't want to see a conformat hole there because you would actually see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now look, I have a dilemma. I have a partition, and no matter what method you want to make cabinets, you cannot avoid a flip side operation right here. Okay?
No.
Because I have 1 part, 2 fixed shelves.
Yeah.
Of course you could get rid of your dowel holes or put 2 partitions in or something, right?
Yeah.
But to do what I'm showing you, no way around it. So it's an obvious example, and I'm a big fan of really obvious examples. So I'm going to nest this part. No, it's an old job. It's an old job, remember? Because so I'd have to go to edit job parameters and make that 0, or update them, or update them as well. That would do the same thing. But I'll just change the 1 parameter. Because I don't want to see any flip side. I don't want to ever see green parts. And if I do, it's because I need them. So when I click here, I don't have any flip side parts.
Yeah.
Only where I need it.
Mhm.
Ideally, you'd never see them, but you can't avoid them sometimes. I can't avoid it here. So when you put a sheet on your machine, is that where the pins are?
Yes. Yes.
So you need to click. You need to put a sheet of material on your table, and you need to push it against the pins.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And you need to click generate G-code.
Yeah.
And you need to click flip sheet. And we're going to add a squaring cut. And we're going to use option A. The first one. They're not listed, but we're going to use that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So what that's going to do, it's going to use your multi-drill. And it's just going to, so you're going to have a fully intact sheet, and it's just going to drill 1, 2, 3 holes.
Oh, it's gonna drill that first, and then it's gonna do the nesting.
No, yeah. So you have a full sheet, and this is all you're going to see is just 3 holes.
Yeah.
And then it's going to do, it's called a square and cut. It really doesn't take anything off. It really just makes sure that when you flip it over, that the width of your machine, right? This one really doesn't take any off, but it just kind of makes sure that, is your melamine or plywood actually 48 or 48 and a half or whatever you're saying it is. And it's just going to verify that.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you're going to flip the sheet over. So we're seeing all these parts, but we have a sheet of material with just 1, 2, 3 holes and a kind of a square edge here but we can't tell that it did that. So we really only see 3 holes.
Yeah.
So then we're going to take this sheet and we have to physically flip it over and put it against the pins again.
Yeah.
And then it's going to do the rest of the holes.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's going to do the dados. And then it's going to cut the parts out. So you put a sheet on, you do your flip sheet program, you flip it over, you put it against your pins again, and then you cut the rest of the sheet out.
And those are different programs, or it's one program?
2 programs. It has to be 2 programs.
Okay, one that's called flip, and then the other one is gonna call whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good to know, because sometimes I do have to do those kind of things and I have no idea how to do it.
They're always, like, between you and I always say flip side operations are a bit of a pain, but you know, they're kind of necessary because you can't avoid them.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think that will cover everything.
Perfect. Anything else? So we're just a bit at a time anyway, but you got all your questions answered? But
Yes.
the biggest thing that you need to do is really make sure that you and the people that you are doing drawings for are on the same page with what
they use only my parameters, my
your parameters. You can easily update and override them. But what you really need to make sure that they do is use the same type name drawer box as you. And if not, you're on the same page. So you know when I switch it to a different drawer box, it's going to be what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
It is a little bit of work, but yeah.
So
okay, perfect.
You said that
somebody will send you the recording of this.
Yeah, but you said on something about the back that was still asking for a flip.
Oh, no, because this is an old job and I needed to update my job parameters, but I've already done that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Perfect.
So by now, every time I have a cabinet,
any new job will be no flip.
Gonna be no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Cool. Anything else? Are you good?
If the recording be available, you're gonna send
in a couple hours.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Perfect. And they'll send it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank you so much, Mike.
No problem. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.